My name's Josh Holloman. I am a partner at Cooley. I'm what we would call ECVC and M&A partner, which stands for Emerging Companies and Venture Capital on the ECVC side, and then of course mergers and acquisitions on the M&A side. And so what that means is that I represent companies from inception all the way through exit, right? Often before the companies are even funded, we start working with the founders in order to get their company up and running. And then we as a firm, Cooley, do exactly that same thing. So we work with companies throughout their life cycle. We have more than, I think, 7,000 now high growth companies across the world, and we represent them from the very beginning to the very end. What we really pride ourselves in doing is connecting founders with sources of capital. So that's one of the things that we think is so important for any ecosystem, and in particular for an ecosystem like the one that we have here in Austin that, while developed, is still relatively new compared to some of the others. And so we work with, as I mentioned, many companies, but we also have relationships with most of the venture capitalists in the United States too, and beyond. And so one of the things that we think is so important is to try to connect the companies who are seeking capital with the people who are providing that capital, and therefore help both sides of the equation. So look, we've got relationships with a lot of great venture capital firms here in Austin. So just to name a few, we've got relationships with ATX Venture Partners, with Live Oak Venture Partners, with Silverton Partners, with Capital Factory, Chicago Ventures, who also has a presence down here, and many more. And so, what we like to do, as I had mentioned, is to help connect those venture capitalists with the companies that are seeking funding here, and to help build out the ecosystem as well. I think as this market continues to grow, we're going to see more events, and what we would like to see is more events that connect those early stage companies with the sources of capital. And so I think that although we're doing a good job of getting people in front of each other, including here at Austin Venture Association, obviously, I think there's going to be more of that. And then I also think that we're going to find more connections between companies and sources of capital happening here in the Austin area, but based on investors who are outside of the Austin area. And that's something that we'd really like to help foster and see grow. Also, I think educational opportunities down here for the startups in this community are really important. Ultimately, our view is that this is a very vibrant place to be. There's a vibrant startup ecosystem as it is, but there's a lot of room for growth. We would like to see it become something like the next Silicon Valley or Silicon Alley in New York City.